What's up, guys? I'm in my uh, yapping stage right now. I've had like 3, 4, 5 months to think about everything, and now I kind of came back to the YouTube and Spotify game because I have so much to share, right? Like I've been in Dubai for 3.5, maybe 4 months, and mainly just like not uploading stuff online, not sharing stuff online because I was in my mind like rethinking stuff and yeah, just growing as a person. So I wanted to share with you guys, what I do if I start from absolute zero and go to like 10K a month. Like, what's the fastest way? Or maybe not what's the fastest way, but what's the most efficient way? What's the way that you actually want? You don't want to be making 10K a month, but you're working 18 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's super hard. You hate it. That's not what you want. You kind of want to like make the money online. You want to make a lot of money. You don't want it to be capped at, let's say, 10K or 20K a month. And you want to feel free, right? You want to actually like travel. When people say, "Oh, I work online," means I can travel, but then they don't travel because like they're working 18 hours a day. Doesn't make sense, right? So, what I'm going to talk about right now and what I'm going to show you is pretty much what has been done by every 20 something year old kid, which is flexing on Instagram, whatever you see. Like they're flexing cars, houses, their lifestyle. They're traveling everywhere. And there's plenty of them. And they all flex in different ways. But they all, like, if you follow any of these guys, you'll see, like, oh shit, like, okay, this guy seems very simple, not incredibly smart. You're probably smarter than them, and they're wearing like $100,000 watch, driving a car, which is insane, and like living your dream life. And you're like, what do they know that I don't know? Like they don't seem to be much smarter here. Like how do they actually made their money? Like how can they afford this lifestyle? So it's very simple, and I love what Alex Hormozy has said about this. He says, how much is it costing you not knowing how to make $1 million a year? It's probably costing you like 1 million, right? But like, I'll just share all the sauce. I'll bring you in. So all the kids who are flexing on Instagram, that's me, and it's kind of funny looking at this because now I'm looking at from a third person's perspective, and I'm like, oh, this guy has been to like Miami and Bali and Dubai, and like he looks cool and he's making money, and he's kind of mysterious over here. What the fuck is this guy doing over here, right? It's kind of funny. I made this account as a joke at first, and now it's kind of like a vision board of where I've been already. And I kind of want you to experience that. Like, trust me, like, all you see here, like, this lifestyle is actually so dope. Like, it makes me happy, right? And I'm going to talk about this right now, and I'm going to put you on game. So, if you've been on YouTube or on Spotify or on Instagram, at least for 5 minutes, and following people who are giving you make money online information and advice, you probably heard the term, well, you want to make money, you need to provide value, right? Provide value. Provide value first. And now you're sitting as a beginner and you're like, what the fuck is that? Like, what do you mean by provide value? I don't know what that word even means. When you kind of go on Google, you search, and it's like, well, hedge fund managers provide value. How can I do that? But in reality, what providing value is let me give you a few examples. All right. Let's say you have a business and you have 10 customers, but you want to have 20 customers. So you go and find an influencer who's going to promote your product or a service. And they promote it on their Instagram story, and boom, you went from 10, clients or customers to 20 clients or customers. That's just like an example, right? Did that influencer provide you value for your business or for you? Yes, absolutely. Let me give you another example. That was like kind of advertising. Let me give you another example. For example, I remember one of my best friends, right? I kind of put him on game of how to make money online. And he did a lot of the work himself, like all of the work himself, but I gave him the information he needed to kind of achieve whatever he achieved. And, he would kind of message me like, yo, what do I answer to this message? Like, do I work with this person? What do I answer here? And kind of I guided him. And now it's been like 2.5 years or 2 years consecutively. He's making like 100 grand a year, over 100 grand a year. And like, how would you value that? How valuable is that? Is it worth $500? Is it worth $200,000 because he made that in 2 years? Is it worth $100,000, which he made like pretty much in his first year? Like, how much is it worth? Well, let's not put a number on it, but we can probably all agree on one thing, that it's worth something. It's worth something. And when that's something, like when you say it's worth something, that's providing value, basically. I provided value to that guy. Okay, so that's what providing value is. That's what you need to understand. There's so many ways of providing value. Let's say you need, petrol in your car, and you go to a gas station, they fill it up. That's kind of providing value, but we're not going to get into anything too, specific and hard. So my favorite way of providing value, personally, is something which has little to no fulfillment. So, like when people say, well, all you have to do is find like a copywriting client, which will pay you 3 or 5K a month. And then, you're good. Like they pay you monthly. It's kind of more secure, and you find 2 or 3 clients like that, boom, you're making money, which is true, But at the end of the day, like the fulfillment of the product, like you need to work for a month and write copy. Copywriting, if you don't know, is like the people who take like emails for companies and write them, or take like landing page text and rewrite it to make it convert better. So like, yes, you get paid like 3 to 5K a month if you're good, but you're working, it's like, you're not like you just sold it and it has like no fulfillment. And no fulfillment is what pretty much software is. Software is where like, let's say you buy Spotify and it just unlocks like the premium version of it, and there's no fulfillment from Spotify side. They just like automatically, when you paid, they unlocked the premium version for you. And that's like zero fulfillment. That's why they can keep selling the same premium version. So you see the disconnect here and the difference. Like let's say Spotify, pay, boom, immediately you have what you wanted. And then copywriter, you pay them and they need to manually work, and you need to wait for a month to get some sort of a result until they write the copy, but they have to work for like a month. So like I said, my favorite way of providing value is without doing little to no fulfillment. Like no fulfillment is the best Spotify example, or very little. So what is little to no fulfillment? So for example, I have a business called Passionate Income, right? Actually, you know what? Let me pull it up for the people who don't know. So you go on Instagram and you type in Passionate Income. And I've been running this business for like 3 years, okay? And to get here on like a post for a company or for an influencer, people have paid me like a lot of money, all right? People have paid me anywhere between I hope you're seeing this, but on passionate income, people have paid me anywhere between like $250 and like $2,500 for one post. Okay. So just keep that in mind, when you sell an ad, like a post, literally the person who bought, usually like 99% of the time, they send you the content. So they say like, just post this with this caption at this time. But they send you the money first. So they pay you, you receive the money, and you're like, cool, I'll upload that. You upload it, and that's done. That's all the fulfillment you had to do. There was no like a month of writing or a month of running ads for someone, like nothing. I just uploaded it. And you're going to go like, oh, but Arnas, you have 1 million followers. But wait a minute, I'll get to that part. It's just an example, right? It's little fulfillment, and I've done it. And there's many companies who have done it on like a way higher scale. I'm just like a little fish here in the sea. Okay. So selling ads, and then here it comes. One of the best ones, selling digital products, coaching programs, or courses. Why? Let's say you buy a course, you press pay, you get access to a course library. That's immediate. There's zero fulfillment. Digital product, you sell like an ebook. Let's say you sell it for $27, $97. Someone buys it, they get it immediately in their email. Boom, done. Obviously, you need to build a good course or a good digital product or a good coaching program to do this. It's not going to be overnight. Come on, guys. But it's going to be a way to actually get to 10K a month and 20K a month and keep going, onwards. Like 10K a month at this is like amateur pretty much. And like I said, I've been to Dubai for like the past almost 4 months, and I met a lot of people, and I can tell you most of the people I met are doing this, and no one's actually talking about it on the internet, because it's like when you have some like really good business model, you don't really want to share it with others, like there are coaches who are showing you how to build courses, but like the actual successful coaches who are making a lot of money from courses and coaching programs, they don't share how they like build their business. They just teach you something really valuable, and that's it. Like that's how it works. So I met loads of people in Dubai, and there were people who were making like 10K a month doing this, and there were people who were making 100K a month doing this. It's like, and I know people who are doing like 500K a month doing that. It's like totally possible to scale this up like incredibly. Okay. So that's how you actually make money. And you're probably thinking like, well, how do I create a product? I don't have any skills, and like I don't have an audience. So how do you do it from zero, right? Like what's the actual sauce? Well, first of all, you need to learn the skill to teach it, right? So it's not like you're just gonna like be a 6-year-old kid with incredible skill set who's gonna teach everyone how to run a business. That's not the case, obviously. Come on, guys. But how I would start from zero to actually achieve this, very simple. First of all, in my opinion, okay, there may be people who disagree, but in my opinion, all you need to do is grow an audience. Boom. Okay. And it might sound a bit hard, or like, what is growing an audience? But actually, if you're watching this video, if you found me somehow, that means what I'm telling you is working because you're watching this video or listening on Spotify. So how do you do it from zero? You grow an audience and you grow it online. So you can choose Instagram, you can choose Twitter, you can choose YouTube. You can even choose like growing through email lists, which is kind of more complex and doesn't have organic reach. But what I did is I grew passionate income on Instagram. Okay. I started more than 3 years ago. And I grew an audience online. And when you have an audience built, of course, it took some time. But if you know what you're doing and you actually not give up like every other person, and you're actually dedicated to achieving stuff, then you're going to build it. Like, it's simple. It's not rocket science. You're going to build the audience. And then when you have the audience, it will come automatically. Like, the money will come because people will see you on Instagram, find you on Instagram, find you on YouTube, find you on whatever platform. And you can either A, sell a digital product and start off with like an ebook or a small course for like $100, just to test the waters out. Or you sell ads, you sell promos, you sell sponsorships. Okay. It's that simple. So, for example, when I started, I think the first money I made with Passionate Income was I was selling an ebook for $17. And like, I didn't know anything about online business. I didn't know anything about payment processing or whatever. I didn't, like, zero. I knew zero. So I built, like, literally, I built a store for an ebook on Shopify because that's the only platform I knew, which, heads up, no one builds a digital product store on Shopify, but I did that and it worked. Like, people still bought, and I made my first $1,000 just because I had an audience. And then I was like, you know what? Like, I want to learn more about this digital product stuff. I'm not gonna sell the ebook anymore. Let me sell some ads. So, like, a few influencers reached out to me and just paid me like $200 to get on my page. So I posted them and like tagged them. And they were more than happy to do it over and over again. So that was like one of the easiest ways, because I remember when I started like a $17 ebook, I would get a sale here and there. Maybe if I do a promo, I get more. Let's say I get like 2 sales a day. I'm like, okay, $17. And then, I would go in my DMs and I would message the same guy who bought like a promo yesterday and be like, you want to run it again? And they're like, sure. I drop a link, like payment link of $200. They buy it. And I'm like, boom, $250 as a kid in high school. Come on, like a day. That's next level, right? So that's how I've done it. And that's how it started. Like, you don't need to create a huge course, a huge coaching program, like have incredible skills. No, just learn as you go and start with growing an audience. You could be really good on camera and you just start a YouTube channel talking about whatever you like. Okay, it doesn't need to be something specific. You need to choose a topic you like and keep going with it. Keep writing with it. Okay, it's that simple. It can be a theme page like Passionate Income. It could be a personal brand, like my personal brand. It could be a business branded page where it's like kind of theme page, but you show yourself more on that. Okay. It could be an email list. It could be a LinkedIn profile. It could be a Twitter profile. You could be a star on Snapchat, whatever. The whole idea is grow an audience and accumulate a following. People who just are looking forward for your content. And that's how you do it. Like, it doesn't cost any money to grow an audience. It costs just time and effort, and you'll learn a very valuable skill. And then when you feel comfortable, you start selling digital products and ads. And the key here is obviously to keep growing your audience. So maybe you expand into different channels. Let's say you're really good on Instagram, you expand to email and YouTube. Let's say you're really good at YouTube, you expand to email. Okay? But you just expand and keep expanding your growth, and at the same time keep selling your stuff. and keep reselling the stuff to the same customers. So if you're selling like promos and ads, I worked with some agencies for like a year and a half. Like they buy a promo like 1 month, and I upload all the promos they bought, and then they buy a promo again the next month. And it's been like that for like 18 months, and they're not stopping. You know what I mean? So you can resell the same, like if it's ads, you can resell the same thing. If it's digital products, you can either upsell people or downsell people, or like just cross sell. So let me explain. Someone bought an ebook on how to grow on Instagram for $17. Then you reach out to them and say, hey, are you interested in my like full video course for like $300? Some will say no, some will say yes, but like you don't need to go out there and chase a new person every time. You go to the same person who already bought, and they're much more likely to purchase something from you. And let's say they buy the course for $300. You come at them and say, hey, do you want to work one-on-one with me for $2,000? Which is like a low price for one-on-one. But let's say you're starting off and you sell one-on-one for $2,000 to make $10K a month. You don't need that many clients because you sell, let's say, 100 ebooks, and then you sell like 15 people to your course, and then you sell like 3 people to your one-on-one coaching, and that's it. That's your funnel, right? Ebook, course, one-on-one coaching. You sell people or you upsell them. That's what upselling is. Downselling is selling something cheaper to them. So they buy a course for $300 and you're like, wait a minute, you might want this ebook for a discount. It's usually like $27, but you can get it for $17. That's downselling, but it's the same person. And you can cross-sell. So let's say someone starts an Instagram account and they need like a scheduling tool software. And I go ahead and either become an affiliate for our scheduling tool or software, or create my own scheduling tool or software. And I sell them that because I know they'll need it. Okay, they'll need it regardless. So it's better if you sell them first. This way, like when they have questions about the software, you can answer them and you get a kickback from it, right? It makes sense. So that's how you do it. And you just keep scaling. That's how all of these guys who you're seeing on Instagram, that's how they're actually making money. And there's no like magic behind it. Of course, you're not gonna start today and create a coaching program out of nowhere unless you have like really good skills. But remember, to teach someone a skill, you just need to be like 2 steps ahead of them. Okay? So you don't need to be a master, at Instagram to teach someone how to start an Instagram account. My first ebook I released when I was at 50,000 followers on Instagram, Passionate Income. And my ebook was literally how to grow an Instagram account. And trust me, I put so much knowledge in that ebook. Probably I just used the same principles to grow to 1 million. But I know a bit more now. So I was at 50,000 followers, but someone who's at 0 learned so much from that ebook from me. They were more than happy to pay that $17. And people are more than happy to pay, $5,000 right now to get coached by me. So you just package information, you sell it, and you package ads and you sell it. And there's probably more stuff you can package with like a little to no fulfillment. But that's what I chose because you can outsource most of the work. It's very easy. You can run a very lean team. So for example, to sell ads on Passionate Income, I have like a very small 3-person team. We communicate in like a Telegram chat. And it's that simple, Like I just message them, hey, upload this promo. They upload it. And all the content, they already uploaded anyways. Like they find the content, they make the content, they upload it. They do the research, they look at insights, they make sure everything's good, and I pay just like a percentage of what I make. So it makes sense, right? I haven't been uploading any posts on Passionate Income for like 3 months now. Like I haven't even pressed post myself, but we're posting like 4 times a day. Pretty cool, right? That's how you do it. That's how you build a business where you actually can live your life, and your business, is kind of like a supplement to your life. And your business doesn't eat you from every kind of side of whatever you're doing. So that's it. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at owner Arnas.